The road to Caldwell's Rest wound through the mountains like a scar, empty and cracked, swallowed by creeping weeds and fog that never seemed to lift. Elena Ward didn't know what compelled her to go there. Maybe it was the story her father used to tell her, of a mining town that vanished overnight, its people gone without a trace. Or maybe it was just the silence of her life, pressing in from all sides, begging to be filled with something. She parked her Jeep at the base of the ridge just as the last threads of daylight disappeared. The air was colder than it should have been. Her flashlight beam cut through the mist, glinting off the rusted sign barely clinging to its post. Caldwell's Rest, population 312, crossed out. The town spread out below her like a fossil. Empty houses with gaping windows, collapsed roofs, a church steeple leaning at a sick angle. The mountain loomed above it all, black against a bruised sky. Just a few photos, she muttered to herself. Then I'm out. Her boots crunched on gravel as she entered the main street. The air smelled faintly of burnt metal and dust. Somewhere, a door creaked, slow, deliberate. She froze, sweeping the flashlight around. Nothing. Only the whisper of wind through broken glass. It wasn't until she passed the general store that she noticed the footprints. Bare, fresh, leading deeper into town. Alana's stomach twisted. Probably animals, she whispered. But even as she said it, she knew better. She followed the tracks, against every instinct she had. They led her to the edge of the square, where a dry fountain stood in the center. A statue loomed in the middle, a man holding a lantern, but his face had been chipped away, leaving only smooth, eyeless stone. And there, at the base of the fountain, lay another lantern, flickering faintly, lit. Her breath caught. Hello? Is someone there? The lantern flared, a single violent burst of light, and went out. The silence that followed was total, the kind that pressed against her skull, that made her heart pound too loudly in her ears. Then, faintly, she heard it, a whisper. At first, it sounded like wind moving through the ruins, but the longer she listened, the more it formed words. Elena. Her legs turned to ice. The sound came from behind her. She spun nothing, but in the distance, she saw a faint, swaying glow, like another lantern, moving slowly down an alley. Her fear warred with curiosity. She followed. The alley narrowed, the buildings leaning inward as if conspiring. The glow ahead pulsed, leading her deeper until the air grew thick with the smell of decay. She turned a corner and froze. The light wasn't from a lantern. It was inside a man. His body was thin, translucent, skin stretched over something that pulsed like molten glass. His eyes were empty sockets filled with light. When he spoke, his jaw barely moved. You shouldn't have come. Elena stumbled backward, hitting the wall. What are you? He tilted his head. A warning. Then, from the shadows behind him, others began to step forward. Dozens. Their bodies all faintly glowing from within, faces hollowed, limbs stiff like broken marionettes. The air around them hummed, low and heavy. We stay because we must, the man said. But you, he reached out a trembling hand. You brought it back. Brought what back? She gasped. The answer came in the form of a sound, a deep, guttural vibration that rose from the ground. The earth trembled beneath her boots. The glowing figures turned, panic flickering across the ruined faces. It wakes, one of them whispered. The ground split with a shriek of metal. From beneath the fountain in the square, something enormous began to claw its way free. Not with hands, but with shapes, shifting, black, like smoke, and bone fused together. The air turned cold enough to burn. Elena ran. She didn't look back, but she could feel it following. The air bending, the shadows crawling faster than her feet could move. Every step she took echoed in two voices, her own and something deeper, something behind her. She reached her Jeep, fumbling for the keys with shaking hands. The engine sputtered and roared to life. Gravel sprayed as she reversed, heading down the mountain road. But as she reached the first turn, the fog ahead thickened into something solid. The headlights illuminated a figure standing in the middle of the road, a man from the alley. His eyes blazed brighter now, too bright to look at. "Elena," he said softly, though his mouth didn't move. "It's already inside you." Pain tore through her chest. She screamed, gripping the wheel, the world spinning as she veered off the road. The Jeep tumbled down the ravine, crashing against rocks, glass shattering, metal screaming, and silence. When the rescue team found the wreckage 2 days later, there was no body. Only her camera, its last photo showing the empty town square, the broken fountain, and behind it, something vast and dark emerging from the ground. That night, the mountain trembled again, and deep within the mist, the faint glow of a lantern flickered back to life. Thanks for watching. Is there anything you'd like to see in a short horror story? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe.